All right, what's up, everybody? So today it is, let's see what we got. Sunday, September 1st. So it's the first day in September. And finally had a day off here, so I'm thinking about going to this place along the Appalachian Trail called the Pinnacle in Pulpit Rock. And I've heard about the Pinnacle before when I was on the trail from a fellow hiker I ran into like near the Appalachian Trails, and he was telling me about how the lookout was beautiful and it's one of the highest areas. And so looking into it, I guess the Pinnacle is actually the highest, I think it's the highest peak along the Appalachian Trails, at least in Pennsylvania, along the, what is it, the Blue Mountain Ridge or something like that? I'm probably butchering this right now, but I just did a little, I just checked into it like a little bit. A lot of the times I just find something online, you know, research it real briefly, and then I just want to go, because I don't have a lot of time, you know, between work and life and responsibilities and everything else, you know what I mean? I don't really have this like large survey of what we're gonna find, and you know, all the different details and stuff like that. So yeah, so right now, still in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. It's gonna be about, I'd say probably 35 minutes until I actually get there. Currently it's 11:17 in the morning, and unfortunately today, as you can see, it's a very cloudy day. So unfortunately, it's not gonna be a sunny day to see the views. Granted, I actually find them. I think you come across Pulpit Rock first, and then you make your way to the Pinnacle. And I guess it's like a 9-mile loop, something like that. Initially, I was gonna go just to, I was just gonna go to the Pinnacle. I saw there was like a 9-mile trail where you go out to the Pinnacle and you come back. But I guess there's also a loop out there that involves this Pulpit Rock. So I don't really know much about even what that is. So I'm kind of going in blind. And since it's a loop and it's 9 miles and it's actually 10 minutes closer to drive to the entryway, I'm just doing the loop, and hopefully we'll see both of them. It was a little bit rainy earlier, and I know upon looking up online, it's supposed to be like a pretty rocky trail. So I hope I'll be okay and I'll be safe doing this today. I don't know if they received a lot of rain over there. I know we got some over here. It's still pretty gloomy. It says that I want it to be partly cloudy, maybe around 1 o'clock. So hopefully by the time I get there and I really start moving, we'll see a little bit of light, a little bit of sun here and there, hopefully, to enlighten the views and kind of add a little bit glimmer to the glory and all that. But nonetheless, I'm gonna head out of here. Let's see, in terms of the forecast, let's see what we got today. Should have this ready, but yeah, so right now it's currently, let's see, right now it's currently 74 degrees out. I'm assuming by the time I get there it'll be around 76. Looks like the high today is gonna be around 82 or so, so it's actually gonna be a little hotter than I thought. So all right, well, I'm gonna keep driving on the road. I just left my house like a little while ago, so I still have like over a half hour, like I said. And yeah, once I get in the parking lot there, I'll do a little update, show you guys where I'm at, and yeah, we'll begin the journey. Okay, so I just arrived at the parking lot of, I guess, near the entryway to the trail, that loop. And I gotta tell you, like, the roads coming out here were extraordinarily beautiful, like amazing. And once you turn on like the last road to get here, or one of the last roads, it's called Mountain Road. It's phenomenal views. It's almost similar to when I first went to the Appalachian Trail the first couple times and recorded it for you guys. Like the drive going up to that area too was very, very beautiful. Like you arrive near the destination and like the mountains just start towering up, and the beautiful luscious peaks and all this stuff you start seeing in the distance and like in the shadows, and they start getting more clear and clear. It's actually kind of hot out right now, and the sun is trying to peek out, and it was getting a little bit lighter out on the way up here, so that gives me a little bit of hope. Currently, I really have no idea where I'm supposed to be walking to even get on this trail. I've seen some people walking that way, going up that, so I'm assuming the trail kind of starts somewhere that way over there. I read online that you do kind of have to walk up the street a little bit to even get to it, like a half-a-mile walk. There is a lot of cars here right now, like a lot. So I'm assuming there's gonna be a lot more people here than I would like. I'm sure there's a lot of people here all the time. Just the way the views sound and all that. So I'm hoping at least by the time I get there, I can at least record a couple silent clips without interrupting anybody, or if there's nobody there, even much better, you know. But I don't know who I'm gonna encounter, what this trail's like. I don't know what the scenery's like. I don't know how many scenic views there are gonna be. I don't know how many people I'm gonna pass. So about 4 or 5 people just went that way to start walking. So I'm gonna wait, give it a little bit of time, drink the rest of my little bit of coffee here, maybe eat a little protein bar or something to get myself ready. And yeah, so I'm pretty excited for this one. The views around here are really cool. I mean, I'm decently probably higher up right now. The roads kind of are starting to go up for a while, so I don't know what elevation I'm at now, and I forget exactly what how high the Pinnacle is, so I'll have to check that out and report back. But yeah, I think it's like 2,000 feet high in the air. No, maybe 1,300 feet. I think I'm getting ahead of myself. I think it's like 1,300 feet, but I could be wrong. I'll have to look into it. Nonetheless, I'm gonna get my stuff ready, gather myself, and I'll see you on the trail. All right, guys, here we begin. So, yeah, as of right now, this is what it looks like. I guess there's a half a mile walk up to the actual beginning of the trail. So there's a lot of people here with cameras, or at least I saw some cameras. A lot of people here with like trekking poles, like those two guys up there have trekking poles. And yeah, so this is what it looks like around me right now. And behind me, and shoulder probably got in the way. But yeah, so I haven't even gotten on the trail yet. This is really cool, and right now it's definitely in the scent. We're going up right now. And like I said, I'm not sure how high above sea level we are right now, but I'm really getting excited for this. The only thing is there's a bunch of cars in the parking lot. Like yeah, it said there's a lot of people here, so I don't know how dispersed this place is. I'm sure once people get to these, I'm sure once people get to Pulpit Rock and the Pinnacle, they're probably all just hanging out there. So I'm just gonna go there and see what happens, and kind of curious where this trail starts and what it looks like, how wide it is, if it keeps going up and up and up, you know, like what it really is about. So when I figure out a little bit more about what's going on, we'll clock in here and give a little update. Alright, so I just got some intel from a fellow hiker out here. I guess I'm just supposed to follow this white blaze trail, those white markers, until I get to Pulpit Rock, and then you continue onto the Appalachian Trail and go to the Pinnacle. So yeah, I don't know if I've already been here in the past on my other hiking travels, or if these are gonna be new lookouts, because in my previous videos I was on top of a big rock and I was at certain lookouts. So I have no idea what's to come, but so far I really like this because it's a really wide trail and there's nothing but trees towering over you. So it's really cool starting landscape. And I don't even think I think I'm actually finally made it to the trail right now. So I think I started it now, just a little bit earlier. So I'm gonna see where this comes out at. A little stream, or it was like my little area, a little pond over there. But yeah, see where this goes for now. I'll catch up in a little bit. Yeah, I just saw a bunch of deer running over there. This so far, how this is starting out, is probably one of the coolest entries to a trail I've ever seen in recent times. Just all the foliage, or not the foliage, but yeah, that too. But just all the different types of plants that are kind of encroaching on the actual trail and surrounding it. Really adds to it. I'm starting to be out of breath here. It's like uphill this whole time. But yeah, no, it's a really cool trail so far, because it's a really wide trail. Some trails I go on, you know, they're really narrow, or they're hard to follow, or sometimes it's easy to get lost. I'm sure it is out here too. So I really have to keep following those white markers, like that guy said. But yeah, really have no idea what to expect. I did read online there could be like rattlesnakes and other types of snakes out here. So I mean, that'd be crazy if I seen one. Never really saw one of those in person. But just gotta keep following the good old little white markers. And I really didn't look up much about Pulpit Rock. I honestly didn't really know I was going there today, but since this is part of it, I guess I'm gonna learn more about it here than looking it up. At least I've seen aspects of the Pinnacle online, or a little bit about it. And I think, actually, I think it said back there that it's 4 miles until the Pinnacle, and like 1.7 miles to Pulpit Rock. I've probably been walking maybe a 0.4 of a mile so far. So if all goes well, I should be there relatively soon, at least at Pulpit Rock. Should be awesome. I didn't even see a picture of it yet. So it'll be probably a really cool moment. The rocks are a little bit slippery from the rain, but I think we'll be okay. So as you can see, guys, that glorious sun right now is shining resplendent down upon the mountains, whereas before it was very gloomy and slightly rainy. The glory of the sun's out, and I really hope that when I reach Pulpit Rock and the Pinnacle, that there'll be a good amount of time where the sun's shining down on the view. Because man, that'll be a great timing. Because I don't know how many more times I'll get the lucky chance to be out here and see when the sun's up. But I'm starting to go a little bit higher now. And the trail definitely is very rocky, like a lot of people mentioned, but so far it's just typical things you're used to, or I'm used to out here. Nothing serious. But we're still ascending, so that's a good sign. Yeah, as long as we keep ascending, that always points to a good thing. So let's keep ascending. Okay, so at this point in time, we reached a sign that says Blue Rocks Camp to go right and Pulpit Rock Lookout straight. What's really interesting is I've actually camped at Blue Rock before with my brother. And when I was driving over here, I saw signs for Blue Rock Campground. And I was like, wait, is that the same place I camped at? So it's just really crazy. That's pretty cool. So I've been around this area before, but right now we're heading up to the lookout. At least the sign's set up this way. So yeah, getting excited, and let's hope the sun keeps shining and there's not too many people and we can have a nice little time up there. All right, let's keep going. I'm starting to see, and this is a really cool area, by the way. Big rocks over here, or boulders. Start to see some white stones up there, and a cool little ridge on the side. So I'm assuming that Pulpit Rock is somewhere up here pretty soon. And if you guys don't hear from me, then it's because there's a lot of people there and I don't want to disturb them. So no matter what happens, we'll see the glory, and it'll transform us forever. So as of right now, we seem to be spiraling up that good old mountain of rocks. Seems like we're kind of circling around it. So I'm assuming this might kind of lead to the top of it, and then hopefully it'll be kind of straightforward on how to proceed from there to go onward next to the Pinnacle. But yeah, as you see, it keeps curling around, and I've been curling around for a while now. Really interested to see where this goes. I don't know how big it is up there, how big of a space you have to hang out. I don't know how many people normally frequent this area. It's probably a pretty popular trail. Like this so far is one of the most, I'd say, it's too early to tell, but it's definitely a really nice trail so far. I was gonna say it's one of the nicest trails I've been to around here in general, but that's a big statement. I've only been on here for like almost 2 miles now, so we'll see what comes up. I don't know how much longer I have until the lookout. I passed that sign a little while ago now, where it said that the lookout was up ahead. And always be careful out here on these trails, because there's a fork right here that goes to somewhere I have no idea. Whereas this one right here, you have two of the white blaze trail markers. So always follow the white blaze trail markers when you're out here. Just to note that again, because if you get lost out here, you're pretty far away from any type of civilization. But here we are, we're going deeper into a cut into this rocky mountain area here. But yeah, I wish it was actually the Rocky Mountains. But these are kind of like a nice generic version of the Rocky Mountains here, because it is Pennsylvania is known for the rocky landscapes here on the Appalachian Trail. We're starting to climb up like really bigger and bigger rocks. It's really cool seeing these little rock ladderways that go up too. But it looks like the summit might be up here a little further, because up there it seems to plateau. So I'm gonna finish hiking up this steep ascent here. Make sure not to get lost off the trail. And this is where those white markers really start coming out a lot. So it looks like we're gonna be there really soon. So, all right, let's see what it's got. Wow. Yeah, we're really getting up to it, guys. Alright guys, we're almost there. There's people there, so gotta go a little silent. Here we go, guys, we're almost here.
Holy shit.
Definitely rest for food. Garlic. You know what time it is?
It's like 2:30. Nope, 2.
Dudes, Pulpit Rock was absolutely beautiful. As you guys saw, the glory there was very hard to beat. I sat there I was at Pulpit Rock there that you just saw, probably for about half hour 40 minutes or so. And I was at like different vantage points there. It's not like a huge lookout in terms of like space to be at, but there's a couple little points, and I'd say overall there's probably about like 10 people there off and on, give or take, hanging out there at the rock, which was to be expected. I talked to a couple of the guys there, so apparently this right here is going to lead to the Pinnacle, which in that video I was told was the mountain off to the left, and it kind of looks over. Apparently they said, like, people there said like the field, like over like a lot of the fields over there. So I'm like, I don't know which one looks better. The guy over there said he likes the Pinnacle more. So I mean, I hope the sun gives way a lot over there too, because that view right there was honestly probably my favorite view I've seen yet in Pennsylvania. Probably my favorite view I've seen yet. And that's saying a lot. And it's definitely better and safer to get to than the other views I showed you on my first couple of videos on the Appalachian Trail. So I hope that this is going to lead to the Pinnacle. Right now I'm not really seeing too many markers, so I may even be getting up the trail. So I'm gonna get a little focused here. Just a little to fill in. Pulpit Rock was around 1,582 feet above sea level, I believe. And the Pinnacle is gonna be over 1,600 feet in the air. Yeah, so Pulpit Rock was 1,582 feet in the air, and the Pinnacle is 1,634 feet in the air. So when we get there, we'll be like, you know, almost like 100 feet higher, just a different direction. All right, so I'm gonna reroute here, get focused, and make sure we don't get led astray. And we'll see up ahead. Okay, so the one time when I was on the Trexler Border Trail, I came across a geocache, like a little container with things inside that you put something in and take something out. So I found one here. Geocache treasures. I don't know if this is something official, but we have a safety light stick. We have a Trojan condom. We have some type of coin, pen. What is that? Looks like there's like some type of like powdery substance in here. But, and some electrolytes. Well, at least people will be safe and protected out here in all avenues of life. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I just kind of found it randomly all along the travels. But yeah, let's keep rolling. Alrighty, so now we're coming to a fork. And that way, as you see, it has the red markers on the trail. And here we're gonna keep going on the white blaze. So I have no idea about anything involved in that red trail. If you guys have any idea what that is or what it's called or where it goes, or if it goes anywhere cool, please feel free to let me know in the comments below. I'm always eager to find new places and cool lookouts and new places to explore. So I'm always asking some of the people on the trails whenever I get a conversation going, if you know, about the details, you know, things about the area, and if there's any other cool places around to check out. But as of right now, I'm kind of wandering in the middle of the woods here in the Appalachian Mountains, completely just in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's just rocks all over the place forever, and I see why people say that it really is like extremely rocky. I mean, it's not rocky in the sense I thought it would be like this the whole time, at least not yet. Watch, here it comes. But you know, other than that, it's a pretty straightforward trail for the most part. You just have to keep your eyes open for the trail markers. Pretty much brings you right where you have to go. You know, I think I've spoken about, or at least written about recently, amongst the Appalachian Mountains, that why these beautiful landscapes are so captivating to us is because it speaks almost like to the inner landscape of the soul. And for everybody, their inner landscape is a lot different from one another. And the elements and variabilities inside may swirl around and reintegrate in different ways that are much different from different people. And when I was out there looking at Pulpit Rock, it really does seem like certain scenes and visions and areas of beauty and outlooks where you can see like the ground, the mountains, you're amongst the wind, and you're higher up near the clouds, and you see the inhabitants below and the inhabitants above, and you inhabiting the middle. It seems like there's a very like metaphysical alignment with something on the inside. And like I said, like, you know, the inside of the mind is like a labyrinth when you traverse it. There's a lot of different corridors and hidden doors, and a lot of dead ends too, inside the depths of the unconscious and in the mind and stuff like that. And seeing how the mountain was laid out at Pulpit Rock just really, like, I don't know, it just kind of cast before me again just how it does seem like just how the mountains jut up and the different layers from ground to sky maps onto a dense to subtle gradient or spectrum within the inner world. Because how else could we receive it in such beauty? If you study Carl Jung, or Jungian psychology, or analytical psychology, you know, he talks about how there's archetypes in the unconscious, which are like the images of the instincts. And it seems like instinct, archetype, vision, archetypal aspects of nature, it seems like they almost map onto like archetypes inside of us, or like our soul domain. And the higher that you resonate with nature, and the more you're in alignment with natural law, so to speak, it seems like the more it unlocks the beauty and grandeur and the glory that nature has. And it's almost like takes your hand and guides you to the places you need to see. But it's very interesting, you know, because the whole inner world is something I've been enmeshed in and interested in my whole life. Being a very deep introvert and a writer and a thinker and a very philosophical type of person, and I don't know, I'm trying to really uncover the mysteries of beauty because I'm so enthralled by it. I mean, I was inspired to capture beauty and make it into like clips and videos, and it really is the one thing I kind of live for. And it seems there's a whole community of people out there who live for that stuff too. As I'm out here on the trails, you know, you just encounter different people who most of the time are kind of on the same frequency as you are to some degree, not necessarily how you think, but what you're seeking. So you probably can't see this, but I keep looking out over there. Out here is a very steep downward slope, and you can just kind of subtly see the range in the distance. But yeah, the inner landscape. How was your inner landscape? How was your how do you feel the landscape of your soul is? What do you feel are the pitfalls? What do you feel are the layers? How many layers do you think you've passed through? How many layers do you see through? And the more layers you see through, the more it seems the soul becomes humble. And the more the soul becomes humble, the more the unconscious can rise to the surface. And the more the unconscious rises to the surface, the more you can integrate aspects of who you are. Or in Jungian psychology, it would be aspects of the self. And the more you integrate aspects of the self, the more the ego submits to the self. And these types of processes happen in like initiation and shamanic paths all throughout time immemorial. So it's just practical speaking in scientific language about the process. And it seems like the more you let your unconscious speak, and the more you get in connection with yourself, with the self, with the roots of who you really are underneath all the fabrications of society and school and brainwashing. And once you really come down deep, you know, you arrive at a lot of the mysteries that nature has for us. And it's an infinite unraveling, as I've found. There's always a new layer, there's always something new to see, and there's always something missed in every single layer as you rise up or rise below and start to gaze up through all the layers. It's truly something out here, and nature is nothing but seemingly infinite layers of archetypal variabilities resting on top of each other that are integrated and that kind of communicate with each other and have all the relative truths, relative domains, and it's like it's part of like an integrated whole. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's all really a fun puzzle, trying to figure out the labyrinth of life and the soul and the psyche and everything. It's just throughout these videos, you know, I'm just really trying to unravel the mystery of beauty and why these lookouts and sights touch us so deeply, or touch me so deeply. You know, I'm a very inward person, very thinking type of person, or feeling type of person, and I don't really know what to think about it all, but all I know is that Pulpit Rock and how it was laid out spoke to something deep within me. I think it had to do with the symmetry of the mountains, how there's like big ones that are close and small ones that are farther away, how everything was like aligned up a certain way. There was like a bunch of hawks up there that was flying nearby us when I was talking to one of the guys. I wish I was recording at the time. There was like 4 or 5 hawks like flying over us, really close. And I think the strata that's displayed in front of us connects to the layers even of our own being, let alone the map of the soul. So there seems to be multiple aspects to this. And not only is there the inner landscape of the soul, but then there's the makeup and layers of our actual being. If you study a lot of esoteric literature or initiatic paths or philosophy or just metaphysics and stuff like that, you'll come across a lot of, you know, passages about the dense body, of course, that you have to nourish with food, the elemental body, and then which could be similar to the earth below, and then you have like the psyche and the mind, or the unconscious, which is resemblant of like the water, and then you have like the mountains, which go into the air, and that kind of deals with the intellect or the higher rational thought, all the way up to sky and space, which can kind of deal with the deeper aspects of the spirit, the soul, and intuition. And they can even deal with like our faculties. In Jungian psychology, the faculties will be thinking, feeling, sensing, intuition. And even those 4 layers I've found can be mapped on to the elemental layers that you see displayed before you on a lot of these lookouts and views that makes up what we call beauty. So beauty essentially seems to be a union of eternity between the inside world and the outside world. It seems like when things come together in a single point and all is still and you're face to face with an outside image of who you actually are inside, and your body, your inner world, it just seems like it's some form of cosmic union, and that's the good eternal feeling that we call beauty. But I've been digging into it for a while now because it's just been an aspect of life I've just been so deeply immersed in, and really honestly all I look for anymore. Like, beauty is definitely a very powerful force, and if one just gets past the whole feminine take on it or whatever, I'm tripping over rocks here, so rocky over here. If one just gets over like the feminine aspects of just these words, they can be very nourishing to the soul, very healing, very enlightening, and seems like the more that you experience of this stuff, the more you're unconscious and the soul absorbs that beauty and just transforms you forever. And it seems like every lookout stays with you, every lookout alters you. And the more you take it in, the more you become almost resemblant to the scene inside. You start to feel the inner beauty of who you are and the world, and a lot of the troubles of the world start to shed away, and you're kind of left with just all the depths that reality in life has. And that's really, really why I enjoy coming to these places and why I like to record them and document them. So I just have them for the rest of my life. If I can't do this stuff anymore, or something pops up and I'm injured or something, you know, at least I can live vicariously through my own travels. And maybe it can inspire other people to do the same. And I think if more people did this stuff, which I think more people are, I think the world would slowly heal itself a little better, and we would see through a lot of the superficial trappings of society, and only then will we be able to really attempt to change things little by little with a new sense of urgency and a reason why. But yeah, that's just a little take on my perception of what beauty is and why it impacts us the way it does. Not sure how much longer we have until we get to the Pinnacle, but pretty much this has kind of been the landscape that I've been walking amongst for a long time now. I'm assuming I'm going to be there sooner than later. I've been walking for a little bit now, since I left the last place. Like I said, there was a 2-mile walk on average, 2.3-mile walk to get to the Pinnacle from where I was. And I left that area around 2, so I've been walking now for probably about 40 minutes. And I've been walking pretty fast too. So I'm assuming I'll get there probably within 20 minutes or so, maybe a half hour. And when we do, I cannot wait for the round 2 on a bigger and a little higher stage. All right, guys. We at least got a sign. 50 meters. At least that's what it says. This is really cool right here too. It's like a little stone. You can walk up there and put something up there. Let's see what we got. Kaboom. Alright, did our duty. Let's get back rolling. I think we're about to be at the Pinnacle in a little bit. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people there. So it'll be another scenic view. Yeah, I can see it up ahead. So let's go check it out. Wow, that's... So right in there's a copperhead right now. Can't see him, but he's sleeping. yeah, this area right here is so wild. It's a nice little steep drop over here. So we're gonna come over here. Hope there's no copperheads around town. And we're gonna come sit over here. There's some people where I was hanging out at, so we're just gonna hang out here for a little bit and hope there's nothing. So this is where I'm at right now. I showed you adequate views before, but that sun is beaming over here. But as you guys can see, behind me is that crazy view. And so many times you'll see like hawks flying like right up here and swirling around down there and stuff like that. And it's really cool. It's really different to be that close to them. I'm used to them being like below or above, but up here sometimes you can get pretty eye level with them and see them pretty close. I saw some pretty crazy details today of a few hawks, like their eyes, their face moving, like the detail of their wings. It was just phenomenal to see. Don't think I've ever seen one that close. There's a few over there in the distance kind of dancing around. I'm at the point now where I'm probably gonna get sunburned or something. Like, I've been up here for a while, man. I've been up here for like an hour, just getting beamed on. So it's gonna be something else. Just talking quiet, not to disturb the peace up here, whoever may be up here. But yeah, I could even see a lot of red on my face, but it's worth it. It's all worth it.
When I went in, I was just really bad. And then he gave me one more chance, and that was it. So like the 2 times I went in the middle of the season, I didn't show up. And I was like that in my try to get back, pulling around the 18 and all that. He always wanted to turn back. And like I would make nice spots. So like that wasn't what they wanted. Even if it was good. So like in my mind, I was just great. Yeah, in my mind, I was like, come on, like, yeah, that's part of it. You're not doing one. And then you have to look it up. That's what I'm now. All right. Well, I guess they want to not over progressive, or are they going to be a little more direct?
There's like so many different peaks here, so many lookouts, so many different spots. You really get like a lot of different, like a peripheral view at the Pinnacle. Over there is where I started. Come down this way here. And it leads all the way over there, where I was sitting over there. This is like a new little spot. Like I've been here for like 2 hours, and spots just keep opening up. Crazy. All right, guys. So I just left the Pinnacle, and that place was crazy. Like that place was really crazy. I was like literally there for like, I think like 2 hours. Let me see, 5, 4, 3. I was there for like 2.5 hours, just sitting there. And I was sitting at one of the perches for like an hour. And then I moved along the same ridge line of that area. And I stayed there for like another half hour, maybe even more. And then I realized that the views curve around So that entire time there was a whole other side to sit at and look at. And there was like an entire family taking up most of it. So that's when I went off that little corner and I saw that there was like a steep rock to sit on and just like look over. And I got a couple recordings over there as you saw, and it's a good and bad thing because I realize now that when you come here, you can make it as dangerous as you want it to be or as safe as you want it to be. And when you wrap around that corner up there, when I saw that rock, man, you just get tempted to just edge yourself to the edge and just sit there. And like the imagination plays with you. And it's like, oh, well, if you get pushed, or if something pushes you, or blah, 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 and then your vertigo kicks in. And, dude, you have to like maintain mental control sometimes as somebody with vertigo on that type of thing. And unfortunately, I'm not even sure if I'm like going the right way back. It's a little weird to figure this out. I talked to one guy up there who was very nice to describe the whole way out to me, and it's still kind of up in the air. I think I'm on the way back. I'm pretty sure I am, but I'm really not sure. I am following white markers. I checked all trails. I think I'm on it, but he said this is eventually going to come around like a creek and a reservoir on the right. So that'd be awesome if I saw water here and a reservoir, because I'm just coming back from Merrill Creek Reservoir a couple days ago. So that's a nice way to tie the knot. Aside from that, like, I really hope I'm going the right way because I want to actually complete the loop today. I mean, if not a huge deal, but, and we are going downhill. That's something to note. And I think I read online that like the last 4 miles are almost kind of like downhill. So I don't know, just hope that we're on the right path and that we're going to complete this. And I think I don't know what time I started today, but right now it's 5:38. So I've literally been out here in the good old mountains all day for the most part. And that's how we like to keep it. So always seeking the glory. And I think that this is definitely newer terrain. I don't think I walked past there before. I think. But guess we'll see. So I've been walking back now for a little while. Currently, it is 6:19 p.m. and that sun is starting to go down. Not go down, but it's just starting to go down in the distance. I'm assuming I probably have maybe 2.5 miles left, something like that. It's really hard to tell. I don't want to keep checking. I was checking all trails for a little bit, the app, to make sure I was on the right path for a little bit. But I don't want to keep peeking at it and just like kind of ruining what's going to come. Next time I'm here, I may come back down this way, but I may actually just go back the way I came up and go past Pulpit Rock again. I didn't even think about that, but that'd be a good idea too. Just taking the same old place back and getting another view on the way back. The thing is, like, this is such a really nice area, and it's so wide and there's nobody really here, and yeah, it's rocky and it's rough in terms of the terrain, but it's not that bad to where if you want to run it, you'd be able to run this easily. And there's nobody else on this trail right now the whole time. Hamburg Rest parking lot. It's a blue trail. That's the Hamburg RCS parking lot. I'm assuming actually that might be where I'm at, but I'm gonna make sure that that's where I'm supposed to go, because there's a path there, there's a little path there, and I think that's where I gotta go. So this might even be where the guy was telling me to go when I was talking to him. So I'm gonna hope that this is the proper way. But yeah, it's just such a nice, there's so many things you can do here. So many ways you can go. So many paths. Like I saw like a red trail, now I'm on the blue trail, and I was on the white trail, the white blaze trail. And it's crazy because the white blaze trail and me seem to have a good relationship because that's where all the cool views have been. The Pulpit Rock, the Pinnacle, and then when I was at my first couple of videos when I was out there on that trail with those sites. And I think somebody on the trail at Pulpit Rock was telling me that rock lookout that I was at in my first couple of videos, when I was sitting at that big rock lookout, right after you climb that really dangerous like rock side, I was told that might have been the Devil's Pulpit or the Devil's Pinnacle or the Devil's something. It was like he said it was like a rock that might have been like an outlook that might have been blocked off by now. But I mean, it wasn't blocked off when I went there, so I don't think we're talking about the same thing. But if you guys know anything about that, please let me know. I'm gonna look into it then. But I had no idea where I was or what these lookouts were. I just randomly, blindly just went there one day and just went up there. And that's what started all these videos and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna quick make sure that I'm actually on the right way back. My battery current is at 22%. I think I have a couple others in my bag that I charged a while ago. So if need be, hopefully I'll be able to use those batteries in case this one dies. But nonetheless, I'm gonna make sure I'm going the right way, and we'll keep going then. Man, I tell you guys, the glory here never stops. Look at this. Are you serious? So this right here is called the Hamburg Reservoir. Wow. This place just doesn't stop. Yeah, the glory here is phenomenal. Like I said, this is called the Hamburg Reservoir. And just look at those mountains. Just right there in the background. Absolutely phenomenal, guys. I wish I had a little extra time to spend here, but it's already 6:30 and I gotta go home and get some food going. But damn, I wish I could walk out to that little end there, but it looks like it's closed. But yeah, this is phenomenal, guys. This is beautiful. So yeah, anyway, that's pretty much the reservoir. Very beautiful place. The glory here just never stops. Just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and as you can see, the water flows along here and eventually goes down that little area over there. It is a reservoir, so I just wonder where that goes. Looks really cool though. Nice little area. I'm hoping that we can kind of see where it leads to over here. Ah, yeah, we definitely can. Oh, look at this. Look at this, guys. Yeah, it's a really nice finishing touch to this place. All right, guys, so we're officially back where we started. We started going up that way over there at that sign, and now we've officially looped back. All right, so when I was walking back, there were some people, so I kind of had to cut the clip short pretty abruptly. But then I ended up talking to this guy. He was from India, and he's been over here, and he's getting his master's degree, and I guess, or he did get his master's degree here, and he's an engineer at Mack Truck, and it was really cool talking to him over the last like half a mile walking down here and this and that. But yeah, I'm completely obliterated. Currently it is pretty much 7 o'clock. I got a half-hour drive back, completely sweated up. But that was an awesome, awesome, awesome trip. I had a really good time here today. This right here is gonna be a place I'm gonna frequent a lot more in the future. And there's so many ways you could take back, up, you know, there's so many, and then you saw that reservoir at the end too. So you have the mountains, you got a little bit of water, you know, you got everything you need. You got the views. And Pulpit Rock, dude, honestly, like that was, I feel like overall, after I've thought about it, like I said, I think I really do think that Pulpit Rock has a hold on me. It's just, there's one section there and you see these beautiful mountains just laid out, all interspersed. And but then you know, when you reach the Pinnacle, there's so many different places to look over there. Like I said, I was at that one spot, sitting at that one spot there for like an hour, and then I moved places for a little bit along that same ridge. And then before I was about to leave that area, I thought I was there for like 2 hours. I saw there were some other people like farther ahead behind some trees around the corner, like in an area I never knew was even there. And so when I peeped out over there, there was a whole other side of views, which you saw in the videos. So I didn't even know that was even there. And then they had the dangerous like little rock cliff there to sit off of. So yeah, I mean, I love the fact it's there, but I hate the fact that the temptation's always here. Every time I come here now, that there's that little crazy ledge there. So nonetheless, this is pretty much what I'm seeing right now out of my car. You know, it's a parking lot. And aside from that, it was a beautiful day today. I was here like all day. Like I shouldn't be out this late. I literally pretty much did this most of my day and that was it. I had an awesome time today. Great views. The glory here was phenomenal. 5 out of 5. I mean, if I was hard grading it, probably a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Place is phenomenal. I'd probably rank it in all the places I've been here in Pennsylvania so far in terms of like semi-local trails or just places in general. I'd probably give this place top 3, top 4, definitely top 4. Yeah, it's captivating. The views are captivating. I couldn't spend enough time up there. So yeah, I don't know. I really had a great time here, and I really cannot wait until it's fall time and the leaves start changing so I can come up here and see the glory while the leaves are like yellow and orange and red from the top of the Pulpit Rock and the Pinnacle. I mean, it must look crazy because when you're at the Pinnacle, like you saw, you can see over the entire lands, like going on for a long time. So yeah, I wish I knew about this place a long time ago, and the fact that this is like literally just like 5 more minutes away in terms of distance than the border trail that I frequent all the time, dude, it's opens a lot of doors. But anyway, so thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me in general. And remember always to seek the glory wherever you are. There's so much of it all over the place if you just open your eyes. The beauty is all around us, and it's forever changing us. So once more, thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are. And I will see you guys next time. All right, I'll see you.
Alright, I'll grab my phone. Oh, Jordan, you want to take it on your phone? I mean, look. Your camera's better. Yeah, you're right. My camera's better. Oh, heck yeah. Can you just dab? No, anyway, guys, switch over.
I was trying to do what you see.
Do something. Oh, yeah, like that. Okay. No, I like that. Can you do something, sir? Come on. Come on. You folks mad if should I maybe just hang or just someone? I think it's one of the two.
I'm getting there. Considering what these are.
Somebody else.
Oh yeah.
really cool. Like the town right, and then there's the trail right on the edge of town. Right up from the front. And you go like this, looking at all the boulders.
Straight ahead.
That's probably the Briningville facility.
Yeah.
That sits on top of the hill there. Like your Clover Hill Farms there.
Awesome. Alright, let's go find the group. We did. You're leaving? You're off again?
I'm taking off, sorry. Sorry. Yep, it was a beautiful hike coming up, and I got dinner plans with my family later, so I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, thank you. Beautiful day, guys.
Levi.
Alright. And then in the practices.
Some guy that tells go with his barge has field day.
Imagine stretches like a